Good morning from Bali. Going out for my morning walk. I'm going to walk along the beach promenade of Sanur. I'm going to walk all the way up to Icon Bali, which is the new shopping mall. So it's about just under 2 kilometers, so it'll take me about 20 minutes. So I will cut out all the boring bits, show you a few things along the way. Now, they have done a really good job. Last time I was here, they were just finishing off resurfacing this beach walk. So that has now finished, and what they have done, they've now got 2 paths. One here, and you'll see another one here. Now, I presume one is supposed to be for cycles, and one is for pedestrians, but you don't know which one's which, and Indonesians don't generally follow the rules. And we can see Mount Agung. I think it's about 60 kilometers away. Now, morning time, probably 90% of the time it's covered in clouds. I came here yesterday afternoon, which is the best time to see Agung because the sunset's coming down this way, so you actually get a better view. But last afternoon, it was completely covered in clouds. So I'll try and get some footage of that in the afternoon where you get the best view. You can't see it. Actually, just don't know if the camera will pick it up. So Nusa Penida's over there, and behind it is Nusa Chenangang and Nusa Lembongan, which I'll be heading over to in a couple of days. Just here, so this is still the Hyatt Regency. This is the new turtle sanctuary. So it's free to go in. You'll see they have a hatchery, so they'll take the turtle eggs, they hatch them there, and they'll keep the babies for half of them they'll release at 1 year, and then the other half they'll release at 2 years. It gives them a better chance of survival. The little babies, I think it's something like 0.1% will actually make it to adulthood. So out of 1,000, only 10 will make it to adulthood. So if you release them at 1 and 2, they have a better chance of survival. Now it's free to go in here, but they'll charge you to feed, or you can release them. So you can pay, I think it's 150,000 rupiah, so it's about $15, and you can release them. But they told me they don't have any for release at the moment. They only release the little babies. Now they have, no, they're covered up. I'll show you some photos from yesterday. They have 1 month old and 2 month old, but they will keep those. So only when they have enough, you can pay 150,000 rupiah, and you can actually take them down to the water and release them. These guys are about 1.5 years old. So getting close to release. I think there's 4 sanctuaries now in Sanur. There was one, last time I was here, there was only one up in the centre, which I'll probably walk past on another video. Now there's 4. So they say they're not for profit, but I would suggest they're probably making a little bit of coin. At least they're employing a few people. But definitely doing some good work for the turtles. But I did see some mixed reviews. Some people saying how fantastic it is. It's a good learning program for the children coming here about conservation. But then there were some other reviews saying it was cruel to the turtles. They're kept in unsanitary conditions. But you see, that you saw them cleaning that big tank. That was pretty clean yesterday. There was about 4 turtles in there, but they've obviously taken them out and they're cleaning the tank. So I think they do a good job. This is the front of the Andaman's Fisherman's Club. I went there last time, had a really good chicken burger. It was delicious. Obviously 5-star hotel prices. This place is expensive. In my last video yesterday, I told you it's about $700 this week to stay there. Next week it was about $600. Cheapest I could see. I looked into the next few weeks. It's like over $500 for a room. So very, very expensive, but it is lovely. It's a really nice resort. Now just a little bit further along, this is the Maya Resort, or Maya, M-A-Y-A. It's classed as a 5-star resort. Prices here for this week, it was about $260 a night. I've never actually been into the grounds, but I have eaten at Kuu restaurant out the front. It's a Japanese restaurant. Been there twice. It's actually quite good. I'll show you some photos of the food at Kuu. There you go, Maya. It's only about 9 o'clock in the morning, so people are still finishing off their breakfast. It is very busy in Sanur. This is probably the busiest I've seen it in many years. A lot of the young people don't like Sanur because it's very quiet. I absolutely love it. But heaps of people. So we're now 2nd of April, end of the rainy season, and I've never seen so many people walking along this footpath. I am really hoping I get some good views of Mount Agung. So Agung means great in Indonesian. It's the largest volcano on Bali. So when you get that afternoon sun hitting it, it looks like it is just there. Even though I think it's 68 kilometers, but when the sun's reflecting off that, it is great view. Great view of Great Agung mountain. Now I've been walking for about 10 minutes, so about halfway. It starts to liven up here. Loads of bars and restaurants. Sun decks down on the beach. I am blown away by how many people are here, as it's the busiest I have seen it in years. Good for the locals, not so good for me. I like it quiet. There's a big temple here. I'll try and find the name of it. I'll put it down below. It's always locked up. I've never seen people in there. I'm sure during Hindu festivals it's probably packed. Don't quite understand the Balinese Hindu. Even I've got Indian friends that came here and they're Hindu from India, and they're like, they don't know anything about Balinese Hinduism. They said all their gods are different. I think the main 3 is Brahma, Ganesh, I don't know what they are. But yeah, he said the 3 main ones are the same, but then they have all these different gods. There we go, Villa Shanti. I'll put up some prices for Villa Shanti. I think right next door is Griya Santrian, which I've mentioned before. I've stayed here a few times. It is lovely. Probably a good quality 4-star hotel, but the staff are lovely. Breakfast is here, right out the front, overlooking the beach. Nice swimming pool, swim up bar. I'm always skeptical about swim up bars. You know, the fat Aussies that sit here and drink beer all day, and you never see them getting out of the water to go to the toilet. Grubs. Absolute grubs. Right next door, I can't remember the name of this place. I had friends stay here. It was very old and dated. There we go, Besikah Beach Hotel and Restaurant. Swimming pool was nice, but I remember going into the rooms. They were just dark and dingy. Don't know how long it's been there, probably 50, 60 years. Plenty of places where you can book boats. Banana boats. Trips over to Lembongan. There we go, there's the times, 8:30 AM, 12:30, so I will be getting the 8:30 across. Oh, that's going the other way, depart Lembongan. What about going to Lembongan? No, times I need to go up. There's a new ferry terminal right up the top. You used to have to get onto the boat. You would walk down the beach. You had to get your feet wet to actually step up onto the boat. They've now built a little bit further north a ferry terminal, which I haven't seen yet. I think that opened 2 years ago, just after I last left. Alright, next door, Tandjung Sari. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the ferry port. Now I don't know if they've expanded. The ferries from Sanur, I think, only go over to Promenade and Lembongan. I think to get over to the Gili Islands, I think you still have to go up north. It used to take like an hour and a half to get up to the ferry to go to the Gili Islands. I'll find out when I get to the ferry terminal. So I'm going to go there. I'll book my ticket in advance. So I'll do a little trip up there. It's a bit of a hike. It's probably about 4 kilometers up there. So I think I will get a taxi maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. Plenty of time. I've still got another 5 days here before I go to Nusa Lembongan. There you go, small bintang 35. I saw them down the main street yesterday of 25,000. So it's like $2.50 for a small bintang. Much cheaper than beers in Sydney. Coming soon. This was like the beach resort. It was closed, not a beach resort, or what do they call it? A day club. It opened probably 5 years ago and then shut down during the pandemic, and it just never reopened. It was shut last time I was here, 2.5 years ago. So you see that was a massive swimming pool, a bar, they had restaurant, DJs playing, but that has been dormant, so what is it, 2.5 years or more, 5 years since the pandemic. This is another development that seems to have stalled. That crane was there 2.5 years ago. The building has gone up, there's 5 levels now, you can just see the top of it. So this is oceanfront apartment complex. But I walked past yesterday, the crane was still, no construction workers. Typical Indonesia, they start building something and then they run out of money and it just sits there until somebody takes it over, or they come along and demolish it and build something else. Alright, I've made it to the front of Icon Bali, the shopping mall. This looks very, very nice. There are a stack of restaurants in here. Let's go for a little wander, shall we? So this opened probably just on 1 year ago. They were building it for years. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4 levels. Bubba Gump shrimp. There's a Kaku Japanese barbecue. There's a heap of restaurants in here. Appetito, Italian, pasta, pizza, grill. The best thing about this for me is the cinema. So before you'd have to go down to Kuta to get to the local cinema in Bali. There is now a cinema in Sanur. There's Blossom Steakhouse. So this opens at 10 AM, so we're just after, and the escalators are not working. Walkie. Well, there you go, it's not even open, it's only 9:15. So yeah, 10 AM this opens. What is that? Sichuan cuisine. Golden Monkey Chinese, I saw that on Google. Looks like a nice restaurant. Alright, so I'll come back here and do a walkthrough. So I want to go to the cinemas. I haven't seen what's on, but I think it's only like $6.50 to go to the movies in Indonesia. Much better than what do they charge? 28 bucks in Sydney. Just crazy prices. So I'll do a separate video. I'll do a walkthrough, check out some of the shops. There is a stack of restaurants. There's the Kaku Japanese. I love Japanese barbecue. I might go there. I love Japanese barbecue. Now Naty's Bar and Grill, that I think has a really high rating. Something like 4.8 out of 5 on Google Maps. No menu at the front. I'll show some pictures from Google Maps. Wine and dine by the beach. Everyone was complaining, saying that Sanur did not want a massive shopping mall, but I think it is awesome. Very, very good. Alright, that's enough for today. It's my daily walk. Another 2 kilometers to get back to the hotel. And I think I'm going to do Sweet FA today. I'm on holidays. Why not? Alright, so next video I will probably walk from here up to the ferry terminal. See what, there's a massive development. They're building a big convention center and a whole bunch of 4-star, 5-star hotels. So I'll go check that. That looks good as well. La Storia, pizza, Cucina. Alright, as always, thank you for watching. I'm hoping to make heaps of videos if I don't get too lazy. It's only day 2. The laziness will kick in at some stage. But thank you for watching. Post a comment below if you've made it this far. I'd love to know who's watching all the way up here. Happy days, happy travels.